guys, this is Ashley from Heavenly Hills Homestead, and today I wanted to share with you 3 of our favorite quick, easy, hot breakfasts. I am an adamant hot breakfast person. I feel like the day just doesn't feel right unless I start with a hot breakfast of some sort. So I'm going to show you our 3 favorites, and we usually do these at least once a week each. First, I'm starting off with oatmeal. I do make my oatmeal from scratch because it is really easy and a lot healthier for you than the instant oatmeal packs that you can get at the store, not to mention cheaper. I've got the oats that I bought in bulk from Azure Standard here. I just put them in that smaller container to keep in my pantry, and you just do a 2-to-1 ratio, 1 cup oats to 2 cups of liquid, either water or milk, depending on what you feel like. And of course, no morning can be started without a cup of coffee for Mama Bear here. I like to cook my oatmeal on low to medium heat, depending on how quickly I need to get food on the table with how hungry my little kiddos are. And we like to top our oatmeal with all kinds of things. We love chocolate chips, we love peanut butter and bananas, we love fresh berries and yogurt. Really anything that you like to top your oatmeal with, you can top it with. I do usually like to add collagen and chia seeds to our oatmeal to get a little bit extra fiber and protein. So this morning I was just doing chocolate chips and this peanut butter powder and some banana with collagen and chia seeds, and it was so good. Another reason that we really like oatmeal for breakfast, besides the fact that it's quick, easy, and hot, is that it's really great for lactating moms, which I am a breastfeeding mom, and I don't fortunately have issues with supply, but I do like to eat oatmeal regularly, and oatmeal is a well-known galactogen, which helps with milk supply. So I like to eat oatmeal at least once, but usually 2 or 3 times a week, and my kiddos love it too. Next, I am showing you how I like to make eggs and toast. Some people call this eggs in a hole. I grew up calling it eggs in a basket, but it is a favorite of mine and a great way to use up the eggs that we get from our chickens that we have here on the homestead, and a great way to use up my delicious sourdough bread. So I just have my cast iron skillet on medium-high heat here. I'm unwrapping some fresh butter to put on my little butter dish there. We go through a lot of butter, so that dish is always being refilled. I've got my basket of fresh eggs. We do keep our fresh eggs on the counter because when chickens lay them, they have what's called bloom on the eggs, which protects the eggs from going bad, and that's how they can have their chicks and stuff. So eggs are shelf stable as long as you don't wash them. You can leave them on the counter for quite a while, and since we go through so many eggs, we usually just keep them in this cute little basket on the counter and use them up. If the eggs are really dirty for some reason, we will wash them with just some cold water and then keep them in the fridge. Once you wash them, they do need to be kept in the fridge. So here I've got some sourdough bread, just a hunk of sourdough bread, and I'm going to slice it and then cut a hole in the slice that the egg can fit into. So I usually like to use some sort of cookie cutter to cut the hole in the bread. You can use whatever shape you want. You can make it fun. My toddler really likes these little double heart shaped cookie cutters for this. Sometimes I'll let her choose a different cookie cutter. You can do a simple circle, or if you don't have a cookie cutter, you could just take a paring knife and just carve out a hole in the bread. Now once your cast iron skillet is nice and heated, you just put some butter in there and get that all melted. It is really important to preheat your cast iron skillets if you want them to be non-stick. If you're starting with a cold skillet, everything's gonna stick. The other important thing with cast iron is you need to use some sort of fat. So we love doing butter. And now that I've got the butter melting there, I'm just setting the pieces of bread there, and I'm gonna crack my eggs into the hole and cook it just like that, like a fried egg inside the bread. And I do keep the pieces that I cut out of the center of the bread, and we'll toast those up because they are really great to dip in runny yolks if you like your yolks on the runny side, or even just eating by themselves because they're toasted in the butter and it's really delicious. It is really important to season your food as well. I am just doing a good mineral salt here. This is pink Himalayan salt, and then I'll do some fresh ground pepper as well. This is not only important for flavor, but it's important for all of the minerals that you have in things like salt and pepper, and it's just really good for you to salt your food despite what the standard American diet tells you. Then whenever you are ready, you can flip them over so it's cooked on both sides. You could do it sunny side up if you really like super runny yolks. We like runny yolks, but not super runny, so we cook on both sides. And whenever it is done to your liking, you just put it on the plate and eat up. So now I'm going to be showing you how we do German pancakes, or some people call them Dutch babies. We like to do sourdough Dutch babies, and I have my recipe from the Farmhouse on Boone blog. I will have it linked below and you can check it out. But Dutch babies are delicious and very high in protein, and we eat them just like pancakes, but it's a big giant pancake that's higher in protein, fluffier, and more filling too. So you start out with a bunch of eggs, and then we do sourdough and milk and a little sweetener and salt, and then you bake it in the oven with a bunch of butter, and it gets nice and puffy and delicious. Most recipes will tell you to blend this in a blender, or you could use a hand immersion blender, or even a stand mixer, or a hand power whisk thing. I'm just using a regular old whisk here because I didn't want to dirty up more dishes, but you can really do it however. If you do it by hand with a whisk, it's not going to get as puffy in the oven, but that's okay. It's still going to taste the same. It's just not going to get as big and puffy in the oven. After the oven is hot and your butter is melted inside the dish, you just pour the batter in and toss it in the oven for the allotted time and wait for it to cook. So we really like to eat Dutch babies like regular pancakes with butter and maple syrup, but you can also top them with whatever you like. They're also really good with fresh berries or even like a berry jelly or a berry syrup and whipped cream. They're great with powdered sugar, just whatever you like. So I hope you really enjoyed this video and these 3 breakfasts. They're really quick and easy and delicious. So if you did like this video, please give me a like and a subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what you like to eat for breakfast, especially if it's a hot breakfast. And until next time, welcome to the homestead.